mono signal alongside the wall, which is a pity. It's not very, very nice. It could be better, especially with today's technology. So that's why they introduced the notion of audio objects. So what is an audio object? It's a piece of audio information that the director or the mixer will transform and process in a very specific way, so that rather than fixing this audio object to a single speaker, it will be able to travel in space, in 3D, and anywhere in 3D. So during the mixing process, the 3D coordinates of that object, let's say it's a little bit on the left, a little bit height, and then it's right below. All this information of positions are stored into the Blu-ray or into the content, and then the processor or the AV receiver will get this metadata, and it will know what speakers are installed, and it will render the object position onto any possible speaker available, which means that rather than having a mono signal across multiple surround speakers, if the object is supposed to go around, it will be able to go across every single speakers. So what's the difference? Instead of, if you have an object going around you, it's just an effect. In the movie there is something going on that's supposed to go around. If you have simple 5.1, it will go from left, center, right, a little bit smoothly, and then from left around and right around. So it's not smooth, it's segmented. With objects, you can have more speakers, and therefore the movement will be much smoother, much more realistic. So that's really the main benefit of this new technology. So DTS-X is DTS proposal for object-based audio, and obviously Atmos is the new format from Dolby that handles audio height and object-based. So the benefit is scalability. You can play the same content with 5 speakers, 11 speakers, or 32 speakers, and it will scale. The more speakers you will have, the better definition it will give you. Just to tell you a little bit about DTS-X, I don't know if there is anyone interested in cinema here, by the way. Do you go to the movies, or are you following? Do you have a cinema at home? Do you have Blu-rays? Do you have a Netflix membership? So for those who are aware of this world, you may know that Dolby Atmos, as far as we're concerned, is still the market leader when it comes to audio format for immersive audio. And some people have kind of figured and considered that DTS was, so far behind that it's a dead end. Atmos has won the battle. No, it hasn't. DTS is still there, and they have 1,000 commercial theaters installed with speakers on the ceiling worldwide. So it's not a ridiculous number. It's serious. Okay. It has 225 movies mixed natively in DTS-X in over 100 film mixing facilities. So the studios are equipped with all the DTS-X mixing tools with the DTS-X speaker positions, etc. So there is an entire ecosystem to push content into DTS-X to the home and into the home theaters. It's worth reminding you, because otherwise, why would we be doing this if there was no content? Yeah. Still, a little bit of history. Yeah. You may have followed the old days, 5.1. Yeah. DVD was the optical media. The video was standard definition, so it was all a little bit poor and boring. I mean, at the time it was great evolution over stereo for movie, but it was still far from what we have now. The next step has been Blu-ray, HD video, and DTS HD master audio being the standard format for Blu-ray and for 7.1 soundtracks. Very important, DTS HD master audio had a competitor. It was Dolby True HD. And in this kind of industry war, there's always a winner and a loser, and in case of Blu-ray, DTS HD master audio won this fight. So the high definition soundtrack on most Blu-rays was DTS by default. And today we have the Ultra HD Blu-ray, even more storage capacity on the disc, even higher definition pictures, and better sound through DTS-X. Now the first iteration of DTS-X was limited to 11.1. That means you had your regular 7.1 speaker layout. So once again, left, center, right, surround left, surround right, rear left, rear right, and the subwoofer or multiple subwoofers for the low frequency effect. With DTS-X, you can have an addition of 4 overhead speakers, left and right, top left, left and right, top rear.
And can you repeat that, please?
Left and right, top front, and left and right, top rear.
Okay.
So these are typically the 4 speakers you would install overhead to benefit from this immersive sound format. Okay. And this is typically the kind of speaker layout you have in modest or limited home theater. If you want a real experience and if you have a dedicated room and if you have the money, you would install more speakers, and that's what we're specialized in. That's why at first we were a little bit disappointed, because what I explained to you earlier on about scalability and object-based audio that can go through many speakers up to 32. It's beautiful because you have the same mix and the same experience across the listening area, no matter what the size of the room is, no matter how many speakers are there. It's very faithful to the intention of the filmmakers, and that's the whole point. So that was a bit of a disappointment. So what is DTS-X Pro compared to DTS-X? This is all the speaker positions that are supported by DTS-X. So as I explained earlier, the first version was limited to left, center, right, right surround, left surround rear, right surround rear, and either these 4 speakers overhead, these 4, or these 4. All the other speakers, they existed from the beginning, but you couldn't use them. So if you wanted to have a better experience and wanted to install more speakers, you couldn't do it. So the benefit of DTS-X Pro, one of them is that now it's supporting all of them. So that includes, for very big screens, left center, right center. So basically one speaker between center and left or center and right. Otherwise you have a big hole in the middle, which is a bit annoying when you're on the first row. You have left wide and right wide, which are exactly these speakers, and which fill the gap between the screen channels and the surround speakers. Otherwise there is again a big hole. And from a creative perspective, it also allows you, when, let's say you have a zoom out sequence, to widen the sound stage, some sort of audio zoom. You could start from the center speaker, and widen to left and right, and then left and right wide. It gets really nice impression. These are some of the creative things you can do with those formats. And then you have a total of 12 speakers on the ceiling that are supported by the format. That's quite a lot. And you have additional surround, you have a center surround, you have what they call the voice of God, which is the speaker on top of the audience, which is known in Auro 3D, which is another immersive audio format. But anyway, so all of them are supported together now. So as I said, this would be what it looks like in a room if you were going for the full Monty with DTS-X Pro.
Do you need a minimum size of the room for such multiple speakers?
It's a very good,
the small room.
That's a very good question. Can I
Okay.
talk about it a little bit later on? But in terms of pure technology, so it supports the 32 speakers, backward compatibility with former formats, and it includes also an upmixing engine. So the upmixing engines will be used when you're playing legacy content. Could be stereo, could be your fantastic Blu-ray collection in 5.1, 7.1. So Neural X, that upmixing technology, will know that the content you're playing is 5.1. It will know what speakers you have installed in your room, because that's what you have declared in the processor, just like we've done here. And it will take the content from your 5.1 source and upmix it to all the speakers you have in the room. All the way up to 30 speakers. That is very technical. I'm not sure I'm going to go into the details. Because you're... Should I? Is there anyone interested, or should I just skip?
No, skip it.
Okay.
I don't know up to them. For me, more to go ahead.
All right. Very quickly about our partnership. I would play a video here. I think it was being played in the entrance. It's just to say that we're a small French company, 35 people, and we're very happy because we've been talking with DTS and partner for that technology. We were the first and only one to support it as we speak.